Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sup Podcast bonus episode number 7. This bonus episode is actually an interview with a guy that we covered on one of the regular shows, Dexter The Creator, at Dexter The Creator on Instagram. He did this shoe where, we've been covering all of these quote-unquote bootleggers and, some of these customizers, trying to figure out where the line is of what's a bootleg, what's a custom. This guy had a great sense of humor and was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to make a bootleg custom meme shoe where he called it the Jordan All-in-One.
We asked him about Warren Lotus.
Yep. He basically made it so that you could switch whatever swoosh you want out of all the swooshes that have been available onto this.
Stole our idea. Talked about that.
We asked him about Warren Lotus, what he thinks. We grilled him about stealing our idea. He admitted it. It was completely our idea that he took. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. It's a great interview, guys. So here you go right now, Dexter the Creator.
Oh, before we go into that, got to make sure to plug the socials, guys. Sup Podcast NYC, That Cheney, LZD325, Trovese, Patreon, getting that Sup Podcast on Patreon, and then also the Discord, going to be linked in the bio.
Boom.
Dex, I'm Lawrence. Thank you. Like I said, thank you for doing this with us. We're all stand-up comics. We love streetwear. We're into sneakers, fashion, and we definitely found you very interesting. And I just kind of want to know, how did you get your start and what made you get into this profession?
Man, well, first off, thanks for you guys inviting me to be a part of this. Appreciate it. The support means a lot. Man, it's been about four years now, been making shoes and much more. But primarily shoes. And, I just hopped into it more in the sense of it came from family history. Initially, I went into it not knowing so much of the family history, but my great-grandfather was a shoemaker in Mexico.
Oh wow.
And that's on my mom's side of the family. So I just happened to actually be a sneakerhead, grow up in LA, skating, having SBs in the earlier 2000s, going to school, just shredding them though, like different than it was now a little bit. Obviously the culture was still there. And then it just evolves. I mean, to be honest, my first pair of shoes were a pair of Jordan Cardinal 7s. So, and I got those tattooed right here on my arm. So, it's not like you said, it's not a bad start, and it makes a lot of sense on why I fell in love with sneakers. But I just kind of dove into it, dropped out of college. I was working alongside the shoe surgeon for a bit, and then we went our separate ways and ventured off onto my own business, Dexter The Creator, and just been rocking with it ever since. And that's about like 2 years now.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, we noticed we covered your shoe on the show. We were talking about the that Jordan 1 silhouette that you kind of used to and the swappable swooshes that you had going on. We thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, those were fun.
Yeah, what kind of goes into the process of making that?
See, that in itself has its own story. Me and Al Grindstein and my partner as well for, a few months prior to the Revs Paris dropping, right? We were actually developing his own Jordan 1. It had the lightning bolt, not as exaggerated in terms of like the size, but more, fit to the Nike swoosh size, not the extra big. And so we had developed, a couple pairs of those. And coincidentally enough, I think like 2 days prior to him receiving them, like something significantly close, we see the Revs Paris pop up online. And we're like, oh, damn. What the hell,
Right.
So, there was frustration with that, of course. Someone had beat us to it, I guess, different story behind it. But oddly enough, both of them from Jersey. And yeah, so pretty much because of that, we went off and developed his original silhouette, and it's amazing. And I'm glad it happened. As far as the all-in-one AJ1, that stemmed from that situation. So 2020 Sneaker of the Year was pretty interesting, right? So there's a lot of different people that had their own twist and, had their own swoosh. And it started to get a little more excessive, I would say. Mm-hmm. But, I'm not hating. I understand it,
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we, the people I know, and the people I don't just quite frankly won't understand that whole, like the reason why I released that. But, no discredit to the guys who, have those little brands, that individual brands to throw their own AJ1 together. So yeah, I kind of just one day was like, yo, I was talking with him like, yo, bro, like, let's just throw all the swooshes that everyone came up with this year for the most part, and let's put them on one shoe. We'll do Velcro.
Meme shoe.
Side. Yeah, exactly. Just like having fun with it, but not like trying to be disrespectful in that sense, but more just like, hey, here's like
just like a lighthearted touch at the whole topic.
Yeah, exactly. Because there was so much controversy, as you guys are well aware. Yeah. And I was just like, yo, I'm surprised no one did it before me.
We tried.
Yeah.
So, us being like a comedy podcast, but we're streetwear. So we sort of like, caught wind of this a little early, and we started to notice like everyone's kind of has their own take on it. We had a discussion on one episode like a while ago, like almost probably a year ago, but Luke has a clip he's going to pull up.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up a clip for you. It was, we created a shoe called the Let's Get Sued Ones. And I'm just going to show you the clip right now.
Area to grind on.
This is exactly what I came here today for. I need ideas.
You want a board in one?
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're doing a little bit of everything here. I also, there's like a weird kind of swoosh situation here.
Right.
And I want to emphasize that is definitely not a swoosh.
It's not a swoosh, it's a swanch.
It's a kind of a swanch.
Yeah.
So the swanch has a swappable part.
Okay.
Where you can kind of swap it out. Because right now it just has nothing on it. It's just a white swanch. But then you could change it out for a sup swanch.
Yep.
Or a please sue us swanch.
Yep.
Or even just a one that just says color, because I don't have any colored pencils.
So, so we created that a couple years ago, and we just want to say, what the hell, man?
It happened with me and Rev, so.
Yeah.
To kind of stay on this topic though, but also
that's hilarious. That's all right.
Everyone, make sure to go check out your Instagram, Dexter the Creator, at Dexter the Creator. But to stay on this sort of topic, there's been a lot of controversy versus customizing versus bootlegs. Right. So you are more on the customization side, like more handcrafted, more about the process versus more less about like, just trying to rep something that you don't want to actually pay for. Right. Warren Lotus in particular. Now, you don't need to necessarily talk about him specifically, but he got attacked by Nike for the things that he was kind of doing. Where are you on the line of like, what is a bootleg versus what is a custom? Because we see Bape get away with a lot. That Warren Lotus attacks Nike in certain instances. It's like, where are you sort of on the scale of things?
Well, it's interesting. Like there's so many variables and different perspectives you can look at for each of those, instances. Bootlegs have been happening since like way before all of this. Right. The first Jordan 1 bootleg was back in, I believe, the 90s.
Right.
And that thing went insane. Like people, the one with the arrow, I believe. And like, that was going nuts, and people respected it, but of course there's the controversy of the hate love, and so that's always expected. As far as like it being a bootleg, I mean, for me, if you're just like, all right, I'll be quite frank, if you're just outsourcing all your stuff to China and you're just finding the quickest way to create something like in the sense of a shoe, but you don't care for it, or you do, or it's a playfully executed so of your own version of it. Like, it's cool. It's just all a little excessive if you're doing 300 to 500 pair orders overseas. These companies are getting attacked now for carrying out the work. I'm not saying it's like I'm not blaming either or saying who's at fault, but everyone like knows who like the bootlegs and then the customizers are, I would like to think. I mean, I'm all about handcrafted quality leather, quality stitches, like everything down to the T. Like if it's not there, like my standards are much higher, and I hold everyone to that I work with. We all hold each other because that's what we create. We deliver quality product. And so the moment quality gets away from that, I don't want it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want my name a part of it or anything like that. So like the closest thing I got to obviously the bootleg, you can say, is the all-in-one. But given that that is handmade in Los Angeles in my studio, it's handcrafted with quality leather, white tumble leather, Velcros, hand-cut swooshes, stitched, everything, hand-lasted Italian traditional process. and it doesn't compare. You can feel it, you can see it, it just doesn't compare. And the actual attentiveness it honestly takes to create a quality product is way more than just, hey, I'm gonna either, cool, you're interested, you just have an idea, you have a platform where you're able to capitalize on the other stuff, like great, like do your thing, but like don't try to like play it off as, yo, I'm a shoe designer, this, that, you know, if all you're doing is, you know, coming up with, okay, what can I put right there? Okay, $30 a pair. All right, I'm gonna send it off. And then you're just banking, obviously.
I got a two-part question for you, bro. I love the name Dexter the Creator. Where did it come from? And my second question to you is, you also mentioned earlier in the interview that you kind of worked with the shoe surgeon. What was that like? What was your experience like with that?
Okay, so which one would you like me to start with? The Dexter?
You can start out with whatever you like, bro. It's your world.
Okay, all right.
You're the creator.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. I found my name while I was working, you know, with Dom, the shoe surgeon. And it all stemmed, honestly, I grew up watching Dexter's Laboratory. I grew up the show Dexter on Netflix, my favorite show ever, amongst others, of course. But for that in particular, like I've watched that like 100 times.
Bro, that
and
first
I love
season.
it. Yeah, and it's amazing. It's like, okay, this guy, it's a good guy, if the way you look at it, depending on the way you look at it. He takes bad people, turns them into this. Like, that's his art. I'm taking dead animals, whatever fabrics, I'm turning it into art, you know? So it's kind of a more darker place where I got it from. And so from actually the TV show. And then I love the name Dexter as well. And that took me months in itself, if not like, you know, years, like a year to finalize on. And then I created the logo from scratch, you know, one night, like working until like 3 a.m. You know, that was like the usual grind. So actually I started over at the shoe surgeon, I believe 2018. I actually took one of his classes, the Jordan 1 classes. And then after that, you know, just stopped by and they asked me to, like, for a resume. And, you know, the rest was history. I went in, did an internship, and then, you know, from one thing to another, moving up the chain, you know, doing multiple things. So, you know, I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I wouldn't have changed anything, but I was definitely very happy to step out on my own and find my own, you know, direction in that field itself with my family's history and whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a great experience. Met some friends that I'll have forever, you know, learned a lot. But yeah.
Real quick, not to stay on him, but how long did it take you to not flub his name every time you had to say it? We try to say shoe surgeon a lot, and we just can't do it.
Oh, it's a tongue twister. If you try and actually say it quick, like the shoes, like try to say the shoe surgeon shoe school, like the shoe surgeon shoe school, the shoe surgeon shoe school. You know, like we used to do that all the time, you know, and we would just like, oh yeah, that's actually low key a tongue twister. We just got used to it. I think the amount of times I probably had to say shoe surgeon is more than I can count.
Right, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel like you mentioned this earlier, but I just kind of want to like kind of circle back to it for our listeners. So you talked about how everything's like handcrafted, right? And is that why like you have like, because you have a kind of a high price point for the all-in-one, and that's because of the locally sourced and all and like materials, and then you're handcrafting them? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the knife doesn't touch the leather. It doesn't get, like, we're not working until, like, you know, we receive payment. And from there, we use the payment to get the leathers, get the stuff that we need for your specific order. And then we're crafting, you know, we're cutting out everything by hand. And I'll even like show you guys a quick glimpse as well. You know, everything is made to order, and a lot of people unfortunately don't understand that in terms of what that actually means.
Right.
And so dealt with a lot of instances where they're like, oh, I need a refund, like I didn't receive my product, it's been a week, your payment hasn't even processed, I'm sorry. Like, you know, like I got this whole other production list that you don't even think, you know, like there's a lot of variables that people don't consider, and it's not anyone's fault in particular, other than just having the knowledge of that whole field and like shoemaking itself. But yeah, it's all to the T crafted. I'll even show you guys a quick glimpse.
Ooh, exclusive.
Yeah. I came into the car because, you know, it gets a bit noisy.
Okay.
You're all good.
Yeah.
All right. So to give you guys an idea of the all-in-ones,
Oh, wow.
everything's cut from scratch. It starts as the leather. Like for instance, here's leather, right?
Yeah.
So you have your height of leather, and this is all nice tumbled, 100% real. As you can see, more development going on. And then
just to speak to the construction. Now, which model did you base yours off of, and did you make any tweaks? Like, is this an 85 or
this is an actual 85 pattern, pretty down to the T. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the whole wing action that is going on the 85, how it's super squared off. There's a lot of differences, even the tongue in itself. I preferably like a little, I don't like it as boxy, but it's still, it's just preference and characteristic, but I do like it cut a little more. But yeah, this is an original 1985, and it was constructed by taking a 1985 apart.
Right. Yep.
So that's how we are certain that, it's on point.
Hell yeah.
It's like a size 15. This guy has a big foot. And so everything's, made from scratch. And then once it reaches this stage, it's hand lasted in a traditional Italian way. So the upper is put onto the last, and then it's stretched around to then give it its shape.
Okay.
And then after that, you apply it to the soles. And so the process, start to finish, quality. That's what we aim for. But yeah, that's kind of how those are constructed. And then, the swooshes are kind of the more tedious of the process, just because there's so many.
Yeah, I'm taking notes because I got to figure out how to do it ourselves.
Yeah. It's all right. Right away. But yeah, that's pretty much, I think that's all that goes for the all-in-ones. I mean, here's some of the swooshes. Let me know if you guys have any more questions or if I miss anything pertaining to that.
You've been great, man. We're just kind of kicking it now, so
okay.
It's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, all this stuff, it gets a little tedious. You gotta cut all these out. So
yeah, especially if you're really
the
doing each of
leathers
those by
apply.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll put them all at once. We'll do all the stitching all at once, and we'll start cutting all at once. And then you're left with, swooshes. This one's not done, of course. But
is there a custom project that you've done for somebody that's your favorite? Like, do you have a favorite custom that you've done, or
my favorite?
Maybe if it's not even the shoe itself, maybe the person. Either or.
Okay. I mean, that's, as far as that goes, that's pretty easy for me. My favorite, I would have to say so far, is definitely Stan Smith. I made him a custom Stan Smith for him.
Oh, wow.
It was a white crocodile, fully white crocodile, size 14. And this is actually, this is actually his last.
There it is.
So it's like a size 14.
Huge.
And yeah, that was my favorite one. All white crocodile. We had a nice green stitching to go with the more classic details from the green and white. So all the stitching was green. But yeah, that's also located on the IG where you can like peep some pictures of those. And, that's of course a opportunity that I'll forever remember.
Yeah, at Dexter the Creator, just to plug that again, at Dexter the Creator. And that's awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us for a little while. Does anyone have any final questions before we get out of here?
I just have one final question for you, Dexter. What is your, where do you see yourself in the next year or two? Where are you trying to take it, going forward?
The future.
Ooh, that's a good question. I see myself and, my team. Like for me, I'm going to be doing this, forever. And so I'm not so much of like how you guys describe as a customizer. I'm making that transition more from the customizer to more of an actual brand in itself. So I do have my own original brand that is launching. We did a soft launch, but, we'll be putting out more information as time goes. But, ideally, start moving on into my own silhouettes and everything. But that's the plan.
That's beautiful. I want to first of all, I want to thank you for doing this with us. Once again, to the listeners, make sure you follow Dexter the Creator on Instagram. And if you want to come back, you're more than welcome. Anytime
whenever you launch that brand, bro, you can come right back and hang out with us. Kick it for the whole time.
All right, I appreciate it. You guys are great, and I appreciate you guys even reaching out. I don't know why you would want to talk to me, but yeah.
Plenty of reasons.
But
Man.
yeah. But it's honestly so humor how I explained the story on how they all-in-one came to life, and then you explained to me kind of what happened to me, me and Al Grindstein. So it's kind of funny how that works. But I'm happy to make this happen.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks again, man. We'll make sure to send you all this stuff when it comes out. And we're going to be paying attention to you and have our fans make sure they keep tabs on you also.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. And I look forward to, the next time.
Awesome.
Have a good one, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Stay safe out there.
All right, you too, bro.
Alrighty. Later.
Peace. That was great.
That was great. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really cool that he showed us all of those all-in-ones. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because a lot of and I'll say this, and I at first I was like, I'm not a fan of some of the styles, but it's the hustle and the dedication and his grind, and then when you see it come to life, you're like, yo, this I can fuck with this. You understand what I'm saying? Like I can really get behind it. So I think I was just really happy to see the behind the scenes and what he was about. He's a good dude.
Yeah, for sure. And although he was trying to remain very political when it came to that like Warren Lotus topic, he said the main thing without actually saying it. It's about integrity and it's about intent. So
Right.
I mean, he hyped up the material and all that stuff, which is also very important. But like other bootleggers could do that. But he was like, no, it's about it's about like why and how you do it versus like doing it another way. So no, respect to him on that, because that's really the sign that you want to hear is like, no, I do this because I love it, not because I'm trying to make $1.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's obviously, I mean, when you're dealing with that lane of customization and doing having your own, you're breaking sneakers down, and like you said, the first thing that comes to mind usually is Warren Lotus or like a Bape, where it's like Nike has these models, and then these guys have kind of been like, well, we're gonna have our own interpretation of it, and to see another guy come along and then his thought process, it was nice. It was really refreshing, honestly. It was.
Yeah, it was. And maybe I've learned some tips now on how to make our Let's Get Sued ones. We're on our way, boys. It's gonna get made.
Maybe we could work something out with him where he can make it for us.
Yeah, maybe if we're lucky, he'll just send us a pair of Let's Get Sued.
Luke, to DM him do you still have the sketch?
Yeah, I still got the sketch in my notebook. I'm gonna send it to him and be like, this is what it looks like. It's hot garbage.
Can we get this for less than 1,000? How about we try that?
3 pairs. I need 3 pairs.
Yeah, no, overall great guy. I mean, just again, to even plug his website, dexterthecreator.com. You can see all the other work he's got on there. He's also not making just sneakers, guys. Like he's doing other shit. So definitely check that out. Yeah, what a cool dude. That worked out.
Yeah, I would definitely. Like I said, definitely for the listeners out there, take a look at his Instagram, Dexter the Creator. Tell us what you think about it. When you see the process and you see, like you said, the quality materials, you understand things a little bit better. And we've all purchased some high end or high quality stuff, and you realize there is sometimes a premium behind it. So
absolutely. Any final thoughts, guys?
No, I mean, just go check out his stuff, and like if that's what you're into, I mean, like he's a great guy to follow. He's a great guy to sort of like just see what he's working on. I mean, there's new silhouettes too. If he's doing his own custom shit, like that's gonna be tight. I'm gonna be paying attention to that too.
Yeah, me too. Definitely gonna be paying attention. Anything else, Lawrence?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think the thing that I took away from it the most, and I really liked was when I asked him. I said, "Dude, where do you see yourself in a couple of years?" Because a lot of the times you can burn yourself out just saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna take this one and give my ideas behind it," and people are like, all right, what else do you have? But if he's I'm trying to create other stuff, I think that's really important. And like I said, follow Dexter the Creator, take a look at his stuff, and also follow Sup Podcast NYC, because we brought you this interview, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
That's us. You can follow
Trovese.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I stepped on
You can follow Chris at Not That Cheney. You can follow Lawrence at LZD325. You can follow me at Trovese. You can follow the podcast at Sup Podcast NYC. We have a Discord. Get into that Discord. Talk to us. Tell us what you thought of this interview. We're trying to do more of this stuff, trying to grow it out. We have a Patreon. Get on that Patreon. Guys, we need more money so that we can do more cool stuff like this.
And also, don't forget our guy, 3 Mother effing Meanie. 3 Meanie.
3 Meanie.
3 mean.
the guy who made this shit all come together.
Yeah,
Our
dog.
guy.
The glue, the effing glue.
The fucking glue. Yeah, make sure. What's our Patreon? Patreon.com/subpodcastnyc.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Throw some money our way. Come on, help us out. And I think that's it, guys.
That's it.
Peace.